No way. Yeah, I can do later on today. Does that work? Yeah, nice one. Speak to you later then. All right, bye. I wanted to see if we could take a complete beginner and turn them into a full-time filmmaker. So I took a random person on the internet, gave them some advice on how to shoot better content and land clients, and here's what happened. So, as you know, we've been working with George to transform his business. He started out feeling frustrated that he wasn't getting any work, and he really wanted to turn his passion for videography into a full-time job. But you just can't do that if you don't have paying clients. It wasn't ideal for George because ultimately he was unhappy in his 9-to-5 and knew that if he didn't do something about it now, it would become harder and harder to quit his job and follow his dream. So, as luck would have it, when we reached out seeing if anyone would want to be involved in this series, George got in touch and he seemed like a great fit. And we transformed his business. I firstly asked him to remove all of his existing content from his socials, and we started to make him look like more of an established business by giving him a new website, a new email address, and then we focused on creating some product and service-based videos for his portfolio so that his business had some kind of track record. However, none of that is useful without sales. So we went through some key outreach strategies for email and Instagram, followed by understanding some pricing structures, and finally we did some meeting role play where, quite frankly, I was very rude so that he could be prepared for the worst case scenarios, something that I've had to deal with many times in the past. So we have had to change a lot, and I'm hoping that some of you who are on a similar journey can follow along with this series and can copy the same helpful advice that George has had. Now, there's a huge spoiler here. We will be looking for more people to do this with if this series is a success. So don't forget to support us in every way you can to make sure we do more of these, and who knows, I could be working with you next time. Now, George has been implementing this for a couple of weeks now and has phoned me this morning with some news. So when he arrives, we can do a full debrief and I'll let him give you some tips on what he'd do to make the process even quicker and even better. He's here, so let's go let him in. Hey mate, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah. Come through, come take a seat. Okay mate, so it's been a few weeks since we last caught up and I'm really intrigued to have a chat with you to see what you found worked well and what didn't, and these guys definitely want to know whether or not it was a success or this whole series has been a complete waste of time.
Yeah, it was actually really positive, mate. Cool. Yeah, I landed my first client in a couple of weeks' time.
Sick, congrats.
Which is really good. You know, actually at the moment I've been outreaching to family and friends, you know, to try and help me get used to the freelance kind of business and, you know, how to deal with clients. Yeah. So when I go into this job, you know, hopefully I'll be amazing and nail it first time.
I'm sure you will be. The biggest struggle is always trying to get the clients in the first case. You know, when we did the creative stuff with you, undoubtedly your ability was fine. It was just the case of getting the clients. So what client is it for? What kind of thing are you going to be filming?
Yeah, so it's actually a cafe and dessert shop.
Oh, sick! Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. So you actually can get some free desserts and stuff as well.
I really hope so. Yeah, yeah. No, it's going to be really good. It's the first time I've actually outreached and used this system, and you know, it works really well, and hopefully, you know, it'll be great.
Yeah, wicked, mate. I'm sure it will do. So what I want to find out though is, how did the client come about? Was it through phone calls, email outreach, Facebook, Instagram? What method did you use in order to land this client?
Yeah, so actually I started with the website and, you know, scrolled through to make sure if they had any email to put me in contact with the right kind of person. But if they didn't have anything like that, I'd head to social media. And I mean, Instagram would be my first port of call, but maybe I'd go to Twitter or Facebook depending on what they had. Yeah, I made sure I was really consistent with it, and I'd chase them up every couple of days just to make sure that they weren't ignoring me or they hadn't missed my messages for any kind of reason, really. But yeah, Instagram was definitely the one for me. I made sure I outreached to them on that, and normally I'd get most replies on Instagram as well.
Okay, sick. Well, that's really useful information to know. I think as Instagram becomes more and more popular with businesses, and there seems to be a big shift between Facebook and Instagram as well, where users are now using Instagram a lot more, then that makes total sense. You know, we live in a modern world where you don't have to go down the old-fashioned email route, but doing a double-sided approach means that that person is almost guaranteed to see at least one of your outreach methods. If you're not trying all of the outreach methods, then you're probably going to have a limited chance of success. And as we spoke about before, you know, sales is definitely about numbers, and keeping consistent, making sure you chase people up. Otherwise, it's just a wasted opportunity. And that's evident in the fact that you've managed to land a client, but also using your existing network as well. It's something we spoke about previously. And that's really, really important because you're able to speak to friends and family who you said, you know that they know people who have businesses, and that you can basically get some work with them and grow as a filmmaker, grow your experience, and still get paid for it as well. So that's been a really cool thing to watch, mate. So what I really want to know is, for someone who's watched this series and they're on a similar journey to you, what has been your key moment that you wish you had done sooner? What's made the biggest impact to your business? So then, in theory, they can just watch this and fast track their business to that next level even quicker than what you've been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, actually for me really was consistency. I think, beforehand I've watched a couple of your videos and I'd outreach to 5 or 10 people and then be like, oh, this is amazing. People are going to come back to me, not a problem. Whereas actually 5 and 10 people just isn't enough people. I need, and this time round, I've done 5 or 10 people a day, even just quick messages here and there, but, just consistency, keep with it, outreach to more people instead of less. And, actually you're better off, because then you've got a much higher chance of success, really. So
yeah, definitely. I think you're right. I think that's a huge mistake that a lot of students in the academy make when they first come as well, is they might be doing some kind of outreach and they just say it doesn't work, but really the numbers just aren't there. Outreach generally has around about a 3 to 5% success rate. So if you think for every 100 people, you might get kind of 5 meetings, and you might only land half of those meetings as well. So there is a really big disconnect. Obviously, there's other methods that you can use, and when you start to land a client, like you got your first one, once you've done a really good job for them, you can promote it on your website, and that cycle continues. And then you can also ask that client, do you know anyone that can benefit from our services? And then you can get referrals and things like that, which is the point where we're at, where we don't do too much sales because we have such a big client network that they're constantly referring more work through to us, which gives us more clients, which gives us more credibility, more portfolio, and therefore more referrals. Does that make sense? So it's really like a snowball. And obviously on the other side of that is the stuff that you're doing your marketing wise, the changing of your website, making your business look more professional, updating your Instagram with new portfolio stuff. Those things are going to attract more people to you, which makes the sales process easier. So getting your first client is often always the hardest, but now you've done that and you've started working for your local network of friends and filmers and working on different projects with them, you will definitely start to see a huge growth. Is there anything else that you think has been beneficial that you think would be, beneficial to the guys that are watching as well?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I know I mentioned it last time, the email being such a big part of it for me. And actually that's really proven, because since I've set up the email, the amount of messages I've got that says like from friends and family, this is, you look really professional right now. Yeah, you got a business. What is this email address? Like, this is amazing. It's not just hotmail.com, and I didn't believe in that before. And now I do, and honestly, the success it's had just in surprising people, if anything, and making you look a lot more professional. It's just been absolutely amazing.
I've been badgered by comments sometimes from people being like, oh, you're kind of just saying the same things, we've heard the email address and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but people still aren't doing it. So I need to, if someone's new to the channel, I need to re-emphasize, there's these probably 5 to 10 key mistakes that filmmakers make when trying to grow a business. I'm not the best filmmaker in the world, I know that, and I often say that on this channel, but I get the business side, I get what clients are looking for, and that's how we've managed to build such a successful business in a short period of time. And that's really one of those 5 to 10 key areas where filmmakers fall short, is that email address, and that's why I generally tend to repeat these same things. And it's the same with Academy members as well. We've got a huge community of like-minded filmmakers who want to grow their business, and the Academy is full of useful information, but also we've got the groups, and the same question keeps coming up in these communities that I'm involved in, where I provide value to those members as well. And that's why I know for a fact that even if you think I'm just banging on the same door, it's really, really important to do that. And it's great that you've recognized that that's been a huge changing point within your business as well. So how has the process finally changed you as a person, and your whole mindset and your whole business?
I think just to make sure that, again, going back to consistency, I always drop off after the first couple of weeks. I used to drop off after the first couple of weeks, whereas now I need to make sure that I keep on outreaching. I know I've got that first client, but also I need more, and I would like more. So, keep on outreaching, keep on talking to people, and just keep that consistency up. And that's like a really big thing for me personally, is just making sure that I make the most out of all of the contacts that I do have. And the Academy has been a massive help for me, reading through all of the information, all the videos, all of the, documents that you've provided has really helped me out in, making myself look more professional, and also giving myself the confidence, to reach out to clients and make them know that I'm the guy who's talking about it. I'm the guy who knows like what to do.
You're the expert.
I'm the expert, exactly, yeah. So, it's a really big thing, and I'm really, really happy I have it.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. It's really nice to hear. And like I said, I enrolled George into the Academy at the very start of this process just to accelerate his growth in this kind of short period of time. So if you guys are interested in doing the same thing, obviously I'll leave a link in the description below. But that's not what this is about. This is about taking you, someone who hasn't got any previous clients, is passionate about the industry, is good with the camera, and trying to get you your first client. And I'm so, so happy that we've achieved that, mate. So thank you for spending this time with me equally. And I hope the viewers obviously I found it like insanely useful as well. Now, if you guys want the chance to be mentored by me, then all you have to do is follow me on Instagram. It's free to do so, so why wouldn't you? And also, if you want to find out how you can sign regular paying clients into your business, meaning that you've got a better chance of quitting your job and having a stable business that you can grow easily, then check out my free training event. I'll link in the description below. And finally, if you haven't been taking any notes, then you really need to click this video right now and rewatch the series, because you lose 40% of the information that you don't write down and revisit. So if that's you and you want to maximize the success in your business, end up like George and sign new clients over and over again, click this video now and I'll see you in that video.